Paimon finds that hard work hardly works here in Mondstadt.
Why do you say that?
Just look at Huffman from the Knights of Favonius. He does his best at his duties every day. But the ever-relaxed Captain Kaya is his boss.
But isn't Jean, who works the hardest, the acting Grand Master?
Well, how about this then? Venti's the god of Mondstadt, and he's the laziest of them all.
Everyone says that Mondstadt is the land of the wind. But I wonder which direction the seasonal winds come from.
Why don't we ask Venti?
He'll probably just dodge the question with a heh or something.
True. The Animal Archon is just a tone-deaf bard. What does he know about the wind?
On the way back to Mondstadt after rescuing Dvalin, we finally got to see one of the 7 Archons, didn't we? It was interesting to see what kind of god he was.
Haven't we known Venti for quite a while now?
As Venti, yes. But still, this was the first time that we got to see him as the Animo Archon Barbados. Normally, he hides his true divinity behind the facade of a bard. What does freedom really mean when demanded of you by a god? That was the question that he asked Dvalin. I'm still contemplating that. You know?
Mondstadt is full of wide plains and rolling hills. People say that when Barbados made this land, he used the storm to flatten the cliffs and valleys.
Still, it looks like he missed a few spots.
Like Star Snatch Cliff?
Exactly. On the map, it almost looks as if it was meant to be the apex of a vertical structure, but ended up at the wrong orientation.
What's an apex? Paimon's heard that couplets are a traditional art form in Liyue. If you can write a line that works as a second half to one that someone else has written, you'll be well paid. But linking the couplet is hard, so it's not easy money. Not only does the rhythm need to match, but the meaning has to as well.
Care to give an example?
Wind rises, winds never churn.
But the sea of clouds always return.
Huh, not bad. Let's not waste time here. We've got some money to make. There's a saying of Rex lapis that's commonly used here in Liyue. Paimon thinks its rough meaning is don't play with your money. It's because the first Mora were minted from his golden form and given to humans in trust.
Kaya sure seems to enjoy playing with his money.
And that's why you shouldn't learn from him.
Well, as a child, I was taught not to play with my food.
Yup. You've got to respect your food. What are you looking at Paimon for?
Lately, some Guhua clan disciples have been retelling an ancient story.
The Guhua clan, huh? Paimon bets it's a heroic story.
Several female disciples decided to partake of a contest of arms to see who would marry their male junior, and he approved.
Ooh, Paimon's heard this one. In Liyue, they call this a joust for a spouse.
But the night before the contest, he stole the eldest disciple's favorite sword.
Ah, so he wanted her to lose. Poor girl.
I know, right? Forced to use a sword she wasn't used to, the eldest disciple suffered a crushing defeat. Unable to accept this result, she fell to her knees and wept.
Oh no! She must have really loved him, right?
In the end, she was forced to marry him in front of everyone.
Wait, so the loser had to marry him? Did you know the reeds in Dihua Marsh are common materials used in making paper? The solid reed cores are used to make pens, while the hollow part is used to make flutes. It's all very sophisticated. Over the years, many heroes and swordsmen have also chosen Dihua Marsh as the location of their duels. The more reeds, the more elegant the place. But in places where the reeds are the thickest, the water can be quite deep. So there are a lot of unlucky duelists who fall in and drown while the duel is on.
Huh. And what's my takeaway from all of this supposed to be?
Don't get into a fight in Dihua Marsh! Paimon's heard that in Liyue, people call the crane the gentleman bird.
And do you know why that is?
Paimon's not quite sure.
Well then, let me tell you about the story of the lucky crane repaying its debts. A long, long time ago, there was a kind-hearted scholar who saved a lucky crane that had fallen into a trap. Later, on a cold winter's night, a beautiful maiden came to his door asking to lodge with him. The maiden shouldered a great sword on her back and taught all that she knew of swordsmanship to the scholar, supervising him as he studied day and night.
Wow!
Once he had finished his training, he went out into the wilds with the maiden to do good and fight for justice. 10 years later, the lucky crane took the form of a gentleman and finally came to return the favor, but discovered the couple had already lived out a fortuitous life. And that's the story known as the gentleman's 10-year debt.
Ah!
Rumor has it that Jueyun Karst is the abode of the Adepti.
Wow! The abode of the Adepti!
Perhaps we'll meet the Adepti on those cloud-piercing mountain peaks.
Wow! Meeting Adepti!
But I wonder, how would one normally communicate with the Adepti?
Wow! Communicating with Adepti!
My emergency rations seem to be going bad. Best to consume them quickly.
Ahem! Well, Paimon thinks that shouting from the mountaintop should work.
That seems more like a way for getting the attention of a hilly churl instead of an adeptus.
Barbara's really popular, isn't she?
Well, she is the idol of the people of Mondstadt.
Come to think of it, Paimon doesn't really know what an idol is.
It's an occupation in which one's work is to be cute, be well-loved, and earn a boatload of mora.
Isn't that the same thing as being a mascot?
That's one way to put it.
Fischl makes a very unique impression, doesn't she?
How so?
Well, she travels together with a talking raven for starters.
Well, I'm traveling with you. It's not all that different. Still, Oz can also translate for Fischl. You, on the other hand.
What? Paimon's way better than some bird.
How so?
Well, at least Paimon doesn't need wings to fly.
Speaking of Fischl, she also claims to be a visitor from another world. We're similar in that way. We even bring a pet along with us.
Pet? Now wait just a minute here.
But her raven, Oz, he looks cool and is polite to boot. More importantly, he can both scout and fight. Very useful indeed. Maybe I should make arrangements with Fischl to trade companions once in a while, for, say, a week or two at a time. It should be quite interesting.
Hey! Doesn't Paimon get a say in this? Wow! A weasel thief's backpack can really hide a lot of mora.
Well, it's because weasels by nature enjoy collecting shiny objects.
Paimon's heard that the origin of the weasel thieves has something to do with the treasure hoarders. Also, aren't crows the type to collect shinies as well? Paimon wonders if Oz has a secret stash of mora that he collects behind Fischl's back.
Well, now that you mention it, Paimon, I wonder, do you have?
Nope, nothing here. You won't find any mora in Paimon's shoes. No way.
Paimon, have you ever read Vera's Melancholy before?
Well, it sure sounds familiar.
That book's pretty popular, and I've heard that the author made a tidy sum off of it.
Paimon would love to make lots and lots of mora. It's decided then. Paimon will write an adventure story as well.
A Tale of Adventure by Paimon?
Correct. It'll be a story in which the brave traveler defeats the dragon, saves the world, and then sits down with her reliable companion for 10 servings of sticky honey roast.
10?
Uh-huh. A happy ending attracts the readers after all. It's decided then. We'll call it Paimon's Happiness.
Wait, what?
Have you ever had one of those super scary nightmares?
I've dreamt of falling through endless darkness without a wind glider. I've also dreamt of my brother walking away from me while I'm unable to catch up to him no matter how fast I run. He tells me that I've come too late.
Oh, yours are quite different from the ones that Paimon's had. Paimon's scariest dream was being eaten by a super giant slime. Barbara's here. Leave the healing to me. I will not disappoint you. Ta-da! Barbara's here. Leave the healing. Wish me luck.